thanks to Alberto, which could become a tropical storm very soon. Weather Prediction Center meteorologist Patrick Berg.
Memorial Day, very wet and soggy across Gulf Coast region and then extending on up through the southeast U.S.
Tropical storm watches are up from Florida to Louisiana. WECP-TV's Danielle Ellis is in the Florida Panhandle.
Daily conference calls between emergency operations, the National Weather Service, and the Hurricane Center will keep everyone alert if the storm develops. Governor Scott held a press conference.
We've already moved some high water vehicles up to the Panhandle from Fish and Wildlife. We're staying up with all the agencies to make sure everybody's prepared, to make sure that if we have the severe weather, that everybody's going to be taken care of.
You're listening to USA Radio News.
Medicare rules are confusing. They should be. There are over 130,000 pages of regulations. There's Part A through D, Medicare Advantage, and Medigap. According to the CMS, there are government programs available that can help you pay for your medical expenses. Choosing the right Medicare plan is a really big deal. The wrong choice can cost you a lot of money, and the right choice can put more money in your pocket. Call one of our licensed representatives today. At 65 Plus Medicare, our free service can show you a plan that will maximize your Medicare benefits, ensure you are taking advantage of all available government assistance programs, and save you money. Call now.
800-635-6303. 800-635-6303. 800-635-6303. That's 800-635-6303.
Double benefits listed may be available on all plans or in a single benefit package. Enrollment in the described plan type may be limited to certain times of the year unless you qualify for a special enrollment period. No obligation to enroll.
Fiat Chrysler is recalling nearly 5 million vehicles in the United States over a cruise control issue. They say in rare situations, drivers may not be able to turn off the cruise control. It can happen if the cruise control accelerates at the same time an electrical short circuit occurs. Shifting the vehicle into park will cancel the cruise control, but tapping the brake or turning off the device won't. The recall includes 15 Jeep, Dodge, Chrysler, and Ram models from 2014 to the present. Harvey Weinstein is out on bail after pleading not guilty on Friday to sex crime charges involving 2 women. Weinstein has been released on $1 million cash bail and has surrendered his passport. It'll be easier for federal agencies to fire employees under new executive orders. They're aimed to roll back civil service protections that federal workers have enjoyed for decades. This is USA Radio News.
The following update is for drivers who pay too much for car insurance due to DUIs, DWIs, tickets, or anything else. Our company specializes in low-cost SR22 auto insurance. We know that mistakes happen and offer free quotes for very affordable auto insurance meant specifically for you, the overpaying high-risk driver. The quote is free, and we'll handle the filing so you can start saving money. Call 800-758-0725. 800-758-0725. 800-758-0725.
This weekend, we honor the military service and sacrifice of all our men and women in uniform and those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. And once again, for the 29th year, a special Memorial Day weekend tradition will happen. USA's Chris Barnes has more.
It's America's annual tradition to honor and remember all those who have served and sacrificed.
The National Memorial Day concert airing actually on the evening before Memorial Day, carried live on PBS stations on Sunday. The usual hosts will be back.
Join me.
This year's concert will be celebrating several important anniversaries, including the 150th Memorial Day, 100 years since the end of World War I, and the 50th anniversary of the Battle of Khe Sanh, one of the fiercest battles of the Vietnam War. The show starts at 8 p.m. Eastern and runs for 90 minutes. For USA Radio News, I'm Chris Barnes.
Uber is back in the news once again. Here's USA's Tim Berg with more.
An Uber car involved in a deadly crash in Arizona wasn't designed to automatically brake in case of an emergency. That's according to the National Transportation Safety Board. The self-driving car, which was being tested on a public road with a human operator, struck and killed a pedestrian who was illegally crossing the street in March. Uber also said on Wednesday that they were closing down their self-driving vehicle program in the state. For USA Radio News, I'm Tim Berg.
For USA Radio News, I'm Wendy King.
I live alone and rarely have visitors. So when I slipped and fell in the kitchen last month and couldn't get to a phone, I knew I was in trouble.
Help!
I could barely move.
Help!
I tried calling for help, but no one could hear me. As I lay there, I couldn't help but think of my kids and grandkids having to go on without me. I was terrified. It took 8 hours for my neighbor to find me. It could have been the end of me. That's when I knew I was Life Alert. Press of this button, I'm connected to the Life Alert Center, where I can get the help I need, even when I cannot reach a phone. With Life Alert, I'm never alone.
Call 1-800-414-1958 for your free Life Alert brochure. That's 1-800-414-1958. 1-800-414-1958. Call for your free Life Alert brochure today at 1-800-414-1958.
Welcome to the Garden America Show, the country's most listened to gardening program. This is your chance to join us as we talk about gardening, horticulture, landscaping, in fact, anything that has to do with the world of gardening. The phone lines are open right now at 1-855-424-9825. That's 1-855-424-9825 for your questions and comments. Or John at gardenamerica.com. And if you're watching us on Facebook Live, you can also post your questions and comments right there on our page during the broadcast. Now, here's Bryan, Maine, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox on the Garden America Radio and Media Network.
It is good to have you along as we open up this Saturday morning. Happy weekend to you. By the way, happy Memorial Day weekend. 3 days for a lot of people. Thank you for sharing part of your Saturday. It is Garden America. I'm Bryan, Maine. Welcome to all of you watching us on Facebook Live. John Bagnasco is back from his big Michigan trip, a lot of fishing and hunting. Tiger Palafox, of course, is with us, and we'll hear about John's trip as the show progresses. But thank you so much, and those that are watching on Facebook Live, get those questions, those comments to us as quickly as possible. And for the next couple of hours, we will monitor Facebook and do our best to answer as many as we can. You can also call us. We still have a toll-free line open at 855-424-9825. And back this week, John at gardenamerica.com. Did you get any email questions while you were gone? Because we encourage people to bother you while you were gone.
Well, you know, I had an automatic reply that said, I'm in Michigan. And,
I saw that.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't get many from you. Normally you bother me all week.
Yeah, I bothered you once, and that was the invoice, and that was it.
That's right.
But left you alone. Tiger,
you know what? Did you see Carolyn?
Tiger's to your left. You want to acknowledge him? I don't know.
Oh, no, you do that. You're the one that acknowledges people.
Okay, I wanted to make sure that you guys were still getting along.
Talked.
Everything was good. I'm sorry. Go ahead, John. Your question.
Well, I was just going to mention that that there was a nice comment from Carolyn on Facebook, and she thanked us for working this holiday weekend.
You're welcome.
It's nice to be appreciated.
Yeah, and you're very welcome. We did get an email, which I don't think were you on the email thread? We got an email from the network. They were reaching out to the shows because most shows are pre-recorded this weekend. And they
no, I didn't get that.
They wanted to know who was going to be live, and I raised my hand. I said, we're going to be live. We're going to go into the studio, long weekend, and we're going to give it all we've got.
But only because we have Monday off.
That's true. I do have Monday off. How about you working Monday?
No.
Good.
Yeah, I'm taking it off.
Good
you know, retail is the one group of workers that doesn't usually benefit from the holiday weekend, Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, my guys don't get happy that they work on Cesar Chavez Day.
Yeah, right, exactly.
and then Labor Day, you know.
So, like, when you do a job, like, because I'm going through just went through some construction in our house, and of course the contractor has to go back in and check the work and get very detail-oriented, you know, hey, you missed a spot there or whatever. So when you're out with your guys, are you the same thing? Before you leave, you go back and check their work and –
oh, yeah.
And, hey, you know what, you didn't you dug a hole, but you didn't finish burying it or –
yeah, you know, little things like that. Cleaning up, super important. Make sure you're not leaving any messes or anything like that around.
Are you a nice boss? Do they like you?
I think I start off nice, yeah. Depends. Yeah. It depends on how they do.
8 o'clock in the morning, I'm nice.
Yeah.
3 o'clock, maybe a different story.
You never know how the day goes. No, I think I am. And you know, I alongside the guys and work with them, so I think that shows them a lot too, because you know, I'm not just the guy that's going to point and say, do
you know
this.
what? That's exactly. In fact, the contractor who's been working in our place, same thing. Came home one afternoon, he's down on his hands and knees, and he's scrubbing our bamboo floors. Mm-hmm. And I went, there's a good example right there.
Yeah.
But he said his guys, he goes, they don't like the fact that I'm so detail-oriented. We'll finish a job, and I got to point out 5 or 6 things, which is going to happen.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, it's good. And but I have Monday off, so I'll be enjoying that, hanging out.
Good.
Dana wants to know if I was fishing and hunting.
Both. Did she? Is it really? Oh, so she's listening. She's listening carefully. You were actually back there for a wedding, a relative's wedding.
For my nephew's wedding, and the only fish I had was we got fish and chips at Coney Island, which I was able to eat.
Coney Island?
Yeah.
Was that a special place in Michigan?
Well,
I was going to say, wasn't that in New York?
Yeah, exactly.
No, hot dogs. But I can't eat hot dogs.
Now, being from
obviously.
Michigan, you never were a hunter or a fisherman, were you?
No, my first experience with hunting was, a rabbit that wasn't quite killed.
See, I can't do that.
No, and I couldn't do it.
No.
I never went hunting again after that. In fishing, my dad would go fishing in the winter, bring home these fish on ice.
Ice fishing? He'd cut a hole in the ice?
Yeah.
Really?
And then I would fill the wash tub down in our basement with water, and if you put the fish in there, they would revive, and they'd start swimming around. After a week, they made me get them out of there.
I bet you were fun to grow up with.
So, yeah, I'm not much of a fisher.
Now, fishing, I did a lot of fishing as a kid here in San Diego. I don't mind fishing, love fishing. I don't think I could hunt and kill anything. Can't do it.
No.
Now, if a bear was attacking me, might be a different story.
Oh, I'd run the other way.
Oh, yeah, you're supposed to run. They tell you when you see a bear.
Because you can run so much faster.
Yeah,
than
and I'm sure if it caught you, you could totally fight it off.
I told you this story about the bear chasing us before my wife and I were married. I drove with my mother and my two brothers from Michigan out to California, and we picked my wife to be up, and then drove back to Michigan.
I thought you couldn't drive minors across state lines.
Was she a minor then? She was 18 then.
Okay.
Or going to be 18.
Yeah, see? I caught you.
No, I think she was 18 because she was 16 when we were engaged. So by then, I think anyway, the point is we were up in Yosemite.
Okay, been
and
there.
The whole trip I had told my younger brothers, we're probably going to see bears on this trip. And if you've never seen a bear, it's just like, yeah, right. And when we got up to Yosemite, we set up camp, and my brother Tom wanted to scare my little brother Dave, whom you know.
Yes, know Dave very well.
And Dave, I think at the time was about maybe 9 years old. So we set up camp, and there was a little stream there. And my brother Tom goes to my brother Dave, Dave, look it over there. I think I see a bear. And my brother Dave goes, yeah, I see it too. My brother Tom goes, what? And he looks, and there is a bear on the other side of this stream.
But your other brother was kidding to begin with, right?
Right.
Okay.
My brother Tom was kidding him. So the bear starts to charge them.
What?
Yeah. It comes racing across the stream. My brother Tom picks up my brother Dave in one arm and starts racing. And the bear's coming after him. And at the top of the hill is my wife-to-be, Shannon. And she sees Tom and Dave coming towards her with the bear behind her.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, what a scene.
Behind them.
Can you imagine?
And there's our car up there. So what does she figure? The safest thing to do is get in the car, right?
Right.
So she goes to open the door, and it's locked. So when that happens, she lets out the biggest scream you've ever heard. And that scared the bear away.
Yep.
The bear stopped, turned around, and went the other way.
Wow.
Had she not screamed, I mean, the bear was probably, I would say, no more than 10 feet from my brothers.
They say you're supposed to stand your ground, look bigger than you are, make noise, and scream.
No, that's not bears.
Yeah.
No.
You're not supposed to run at all.
Well, you're not supposed to run, but I don't think you're supposed to step up to it.
Well, you stand your ground.
That's like a
threat.
A mountain lion.
Well, you stand.
No, mountain lion. You stand your ground and you look bigger than you are and make noise.
I want to hear from people on Facebook what they think about this.
Yeah. A bear.
Tell us what
just
you would
hold
do.
on for dear life and don't look it in the eyes.
And here's something else they suggest to do. Okay. It's best to always get between the cubs and the mother.
Well, if you pet the cubs and you're really nice to them.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, John, we need your quote of the week. We've got a break coming up here, and our guest is standing by. I'll double-check, make sure they're online, ready to go. So, John, the quote this week, which I didn't get a chance to check the newsletter, so this will be brand new for me.
Yeah, and the quote is from Eric Burden, from
the Animals?
That's right. Excuse me. And he said, on Memorial Day, I don't want to only remember the combatants. There were also those who came out of the trenches as writers and poets who started preaching peace, men and women who have made this world a kinder place to live. I thought that was kind of a nice
Interesting from Eric Burden, minus the Animals. Let's see, what's his biggest song, John? House in New Orleans. There is a house in New Orleans. They call the Rising Sun.
Yeah, House of the Rising Sun is
right.
what it's called.
Right. Then he also did a song which I like after the Monterey Pop Festival in '67 called Monterey, down in Monterey.
And a couple other really popular songs, which
he was
can't
good.
think of
I
right
liked him. All right, 16 minutes after the hour. Again, break coming up. Little tease before the break. Coming back after the break, our guest is who, what, when, where, why, and how.
Yeah, Mason Day with the Grow It app. This is an app for the Garner community, a great way to get involved and learn about plants.
Does this identify plants?
It identifies plants. You can ask questions, and you can also see what other people are doing and how they are successful.
So questions for Mason. Yes, you on Facebook. Questions, comments, or John at gardenamerica.com. Let's get that Facebook cranked up. You can also call us at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. I'm Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, Target Palafox. Mason, our guest, is next. Stay with us.
Battling bugs inside and out? Then it's time to get more from Bayer Advanced and Lowe's Home Improvement stores. Now you can buy Bayer Advanced Complete Brand Insect Killer for soil and turf and get a free bottle of Bayer Advanced Home Pest Plus Germ Killer, a $9 value. Complete works outside on your lawn, eliminating surface insects, including mosquitoes, in 24 hours and soil insects for up to 3 months. While Home Pest Plus Germ Killer handles the bugs inside your home. Lowe's and Bayer Advanced. Get more from the blue bottle. Always read and follow label instructions.
Hi, this is gardening expert Melinda Myers. Keeping the environment in mind, I recommend Milorganite slow-release nitrogen fertilizer for all your growing needs. From plants to people, active growth requires energy, nutrients, and a balanced diet. Nutrient-rich Milorganite feeds the soil and plants for up to 10 weeks. The non-burning, non-leaching formula provides a slow and consistent flow of nutrients. Trust the fertilizer, proven effective for over 90 years. Milorganite for better results. Visit Milorganite.com for a
You need omega-3s. But which form should you take? Fish oil or krill oil? Scientists have debated this for years. Luckily, there's a new solution to satisfy everyone. It's called Krill Omega 50 Plus. It combines ultra-pure fish oil and joint-soothing krill oil together in just one tiny pill. It's so powerful, it can promote the health of your heart and your arteries. And if that wasn't enough, it can also boost your joint comfort in just days. We're so sure Krill Omega 50 Plus will work for you. We'll even send you a free bottle to put to the test. The debate is over. It's not fish oil or krill oil. It's both. And now it's free. Just pay $4.95 for shipping and claim your free bottle. Call now.
800-834-4690. 800-834-4690. That's 800-834-4690.
Do you owe $10,000 or more on at least 2 federal student loans? Then you may qualify for new programs offered by the Department of Education. These programs can reduce your interest, lower your payments, and possibly qualify you for loan forgiveness. If you have $10,000 or more and at least 2 federal student loans and currently not in school, you may qualify for one of these programs. Call now to check your eligibility. Student loan advisors are standing by to help you determine if you qualify for these new programs. They can help you reduce your interest, lower your payment, and even forgive a portion of your student loan debt. Take control of your financial future. Make this free 5-minute free call now to Nationwide Student Loans and learn how you can reduce your student loan debt.
800-439-1588, 800-439-1588, 800-439-1588, 800-439-1588.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait.
Call 800-605-5370. 800-605-5370. Call 800-605-5370.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America radio show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
And again, want to thank those tuning in on Facebook right now. Questions starting to come in. We've got one from Mike. We're going to get to those questions. Just hang tough. 855-424-9825 or John at gardenamerica.com. And as we mentioned on Facebook as well. So hang tight. Stay with us because, first of all, we have to get to our guest with a lot of great information and then back to those questions. Tiger, let's hit it with Mason.
Yeah, so this morning we're going to be chatting with Mason Day, who is one of the co-founders of the Grow It app. And this is an app that was created to help gardeners be able to interact with other people in their area and find what plants are, what problem solutions they have out there, and also, when people are successful and why they are successful. Yeah. And so it's to create a community for gardeners on an app that you can interact with. And then along with it, they have great information as far as what fertilizers to use, what pesticides to use, growing seasons, and things like that. And Mason was, again, one of the co-founders way long ago before this whole app, craze came about. And so it's been around for a long time, and they've got a lot of wonderful followers on it. And so Mason's going to tell us a little bit more about it, and we'll go from there. Mason, good morning.
Hey, good morning. It's good to be on with you guys.
Yeah,
I have to say that the Facebook Live is very cool because I feel like I'm in the studio there. I am sitting in my office in Chicago. So,
and I'm waving at you right now. By the way, Mason, I'm waving at you. So.
Hey, that's a great idea that Mason just had. What about in the future if we get cutouts of our guests
and just set them
in between us?
Oh, that's a good idea. That's a great idea. Well, Mason, we do appreciate you being on our show. I know we've got a lot of questions for you, and Tiger's going to ramp things up right now for us.
Mason, it's been a while since you've been on our program. How many years has it been?
I think we were on, or I was on when we first started, so that would have been in probably March or anywhere between March and May of 2015. I was last on, and I will tell you a lot of things have changed since then.
Yeah, I was going to say, 3 years ago you were developing this app, you were just getting it going, and now I look on it and I participate with the Grow It app, and you have a whole community and a whole network of people on there now, and it's really taken root, without lack of better terms. Tell us a little bit about what the app is and why people are so excited about it.
Absolutely. So the app is a community platform for people that are, already interested in plants. So if they're just like, hey, I have this spot, I know that I should put something in it, how do I do that? So we want to help those, rookies as well as those experienced gardeners, to spread that knowledge. But really, when it comes down to it, there are really two types of apps out there, and from the gardening world, most of them are tools, right? Something to identify a bug, a pest, or a plant, something to be a garden planner. But we're a little bit different. We do have those things in there, but really it's about the community and sharing knowledge between the members of that community. So it's, we have 550,000 people on the app. So, they're all talking in regional, local pockets about, hey, I'm having this problem. Is anybody else seeing that? Or what's happening with the hydrangeas in my area this year? And so then they all get together and, say, oh, I'm having those same problems. And it really helps people figure things out without, spending a whole lot of money and a whole lot of time searching in corners of the internet that don't really have a whole lot of useful information out there.
And I think that touches on a big issue, because we always talk about how gardening is very regional. And a lot of apps out there are very vague, and they broadcast, and you can have interaction from all over the world, which is wonderful. But sometimes it's nice to know exactly what's going on in your community. And I know when I'm on the app on my phone, you can set it. I'm in San Diego, and I can set it, for 25 miles out. I can set it for 75 miles out. And, it just kind of makes me see what's going on within my region, where, if I got notifications from Chicago, I might be questioning those things, because it would be a plant maybe I liked, it maybe I wanted to grow, but then not realizing that it doesn't grow in my area. So it's nice that it keeps, local gardeners, connected, because otherwise there's a lot of information out there, like you said, that doesn't really just, go to everyone else, because, we don't need to know about lilacs and rhododendrons and things like that here in San Diego as much as maybe the East Coast does.
No, exactly. And I was actually in Florida last week, and it's so different, the flora that's down there. Everything is, tropical, lush, green. And I mean, spring is just starting to happen here in Chicago. I think we've had only 20 days without a frost. So, so we're working on it. But, and it really, set in my head that, it's good that we are so kind of localized and regionalized. And then, it's also about helping people find those plants. So if they see something they like, if you see it in Chicago, you may not be able to get it where you're at. And so we want to, show people, say, hey, like, this is something someone's growing, and, you can ask them, where do they get it? And then chances are you're going to be able to drive to that location, because, you said it's 25 miles, and you're going to see that radius.
Yeah. Hey, so I have to tell you, so I was on this week, and it was the funniest question. Somebody had posted, and I'm trying to remember the tag name, but I can't get it onto my phone because it's helping us run the Facebook Live feed right now. But it was a question from one of the community members, and it said, I have a dumb friend, and so it was funny. It was like one of those things, like, I have this friend, and they want to know how olives grow on trees. And I had to respond to it. It was hilarious, because, it was just one of those questions, and it's kind of
We know who the friend is.
Yeah, exactly. And so I had made a comment like, well, without getting into the birds and the bees, and, olives produce flowers, and those flowers produce fruit, and then those fruit are what we like to eat as olives, and kind of went into it. But it's funny, because you can go from that question, where obviously this person knew nothing about growing plants, and then the very next thing was talking about, a citrus with, micronutrient deficiencies, and, what kind of fertilizers to use, and how often watering, and so that, where you're dealing with a little bit more advanced. And it's, but there's people on all spectrums there, so you get nice comments that are dumbified down for people that don't know, but then at the same time you get information from people that do know and know how to answer your question properly. So I thought that was really neat, and a great example of why somebody would want to be on that app, and not fear.
And they can remain anonymous.
Yeah, and not fear, because some people get scared to ask that question.
It's like back in school. You didn't want to raise your hand because you thought everybody knew the answer except you. And the teacher would say, there's no such thing as a dumb question.
Yeah.
So that's a great aspect of that app, and to be able to remain relatively anonymous to some degree. Hey, Mason, got to take a break. That's what the music means. We're going to come right back. Questions for Mason in terms of the app and what's going on. We encourage you, if you're watching on Facebook, to type in your question, your comment right there. We'll take a look at it. Also, John at GardenAmerica.com. Pick up the phone, 855-424-9825 on this Memorial Day weekend 2018. John Bagnasco, I'm Bryan Main, Tiger Palafox here on Garden America.
Want a better looking lawn with less effort? Husqvarna's robotic automower is the effortless way to mow. Husqvarna's intelligent design allows the automower to maneuver around your lawn without supervision, even over tricky terrain and around obstacles. It knows when it needs to be charged and directs itself back to the charging dock. With convenient control options, the Husqvarna allows you to set it and forget it, even from your smartphone. Thanks to Husqvarna, you can have a great looking lawn and more time to enjoy it this season. Visit Mission Hills Nursery at 1525 Fort Stockton Drive in San Diego, or go to missionhillsnursery.com for more info.
Biz Talk Radio is now available on Amazon Echo. Just add the Biz Talk Radio skills and ask Alexa for the latest business news. You'll instantly get live, relevant information from the best business source. Biz Talk Radio. Alexa, open Biz Talk Market Tips.
Reason number 12 why you should own a ThermoSpa's hot tub? They require no attachment to your home's plumbing. Thanks to the ThermoSpa's unique built-in thermofiltration system that filters the water an incredible 144 times a day, you simply fill it with a garden hose and your water stays crystal clear with very little maintenance. Call to receive a free DVD and brochure and find out how you can own a ThermoSpa's hot tub for only a few dollars a day. Right now, they're offering 0% APR financing with approved credit and a $1,000 savings coupon, including free delivery, free chemicals, and a cash discount. And with models starting at $4,995, there will never be a better time to own a ThermoSpa's hot tub. So call now and ask about this limited time offer. Call ThermoSpa's today at 800-956-7183 for your free DVD and brochure. That's 800-956-7183. ThermoSpa's, hot tubs designed to improve your life. Call 800-956-7183 today to take advantage of 0% APR financing.
This is an urgent health notice for all residents suffering from back, neck, knee, and wrist pain. You may qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you, but the deadline is fast approaching. Simply call the Health Alert Hotline now.
You heard right. You may qualify for a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace. These items may even be covered by Medicare or your private insurance. The Health Alert Hotline is your brace company. These specialized braces have been tested for pain relief. Call us toll-free right now to determine your eligibility and to learn how to use your private insurance or Medicare to minimize your out-of-pocket cost. Don't wait. If the deadline passes, you may lose your opportunity to get a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace at little or no cost to you.
800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. That's 800-306-1760.
Attention! Are you moving soon and don't know who to turn to? If you are moving or planning to move long distance or across the country, Moving APT is offering up to a 20% discount for radio callers this month. Let us handle and remove all the pain and stress in a long-distance move. Let Moving APT help you with your all-inclusive move, including packaging services, help with washers and dryers, mounted TVs, bed frames, and more. We can include packing and unpacking services or ask for boxes, tape, bubble wrap, or labels. We also disassemble and reassemble appliances and TVs at your new home. Moving is difficult and stressful, so call Moving APT today to find the most professional movers to support you. If you are looking for a low-cost quote to move long distance or across the country, call us now. Call 800-716-0362. 800-716-0362. Get a guaranteed quote with up to 20% off. 800-716-0362.
Do you have an old car sitting in your driveway? How would you like to learn a hassle-free way to get rid of it, help kids in need, and get a great tax donation in the process? It's real easy. One simple free call to our car donation hotline is all it takes. Call the Nishama Foundation at 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. We'll come pick your car up for free and give you a tax donation for the full value of the car, running or not. The value of your unwanted car will go to Help Kids in Need. It's fast and easy. Just call us and your car will be gone and on its way to helping children in 48 hours. And you get a nice tax deduction. Call the Nishama Foundation now to get rid of your car, help kids, and get a tax write-off.
Call 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. That's 800-721-6723.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America radio show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
Yes, indeed. Some shows take the weekend off on Memorial Day weekend, but not us. We're here live. Garden America, Bryan, Maine, Tiger, Palafox. And John Bagnasco, again, questions, comments on Facebook. We have a couple of which we will get to, so hang in there. Also, 855-424-9825. John at gardenamerica.com as we continue with our conversation with Mason and this community that he's helped build, Tiger.
Yeah. You know, speaking of community, did you just see on Facebook?
I was going to say, Garden Girl 63 has joined us from the Grow It app, otherwise known as Catherine, and she's joining and watching us. Welcome, Catherine. Hope you're enjoying the Grow It app that you're Garden Girl 63 on. So, Mason, I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of things come across the boards on your guys' app. What do you think people use this app the most for? I mean, what do you see people really utilizing this for?
You know, it's really evolved throughout the years. When we first started, it was a simple platform to upload photos of what you were growing and, you know, let people know what you thought. Was it a good plant? Was it a bad plant? And since then, we've added the ability to add comments, to ask questions, and now with all of that, you know, people ask this Q&A, right? So they're looking at like in-depth questions. So that's one segment, right? The experienced gardener is looking to get even further, you know, further their knowledge. But, you know, the other segment is really that beginning gardener, and we still have tons of new gardeners coming on board every day. I think there was a survey that came out the last fall. Maybe it was the National Gardening Association survey. It said that, you know, basically in summation, 9% of consumers were experienced gardeners. And, you know, when we think about, you know, I grew up in the industry selling plants. There are things that we assume, right? We think they know what a geranium is, what a petunia is. But there is a whole giant segment of people out there, and especially, you know, millennials, right, the M word, that have no knowledge of plants, and we have to be cognizant of that and work with them because they're interested, we have to work with them to, you know, cultivate that interest even further and not, one, intimidate or, you know, be the bully and say, oh, you know, this is not for you. So I think that's one thing that Grow It does really well, and the community, again, you know, has been really receptive of these folks that are really, you know, what I call the rookie green thumbs, right? And so that's really nice. And
you said 9% is all? That's incredibly low. I would have thought a little higher.
Yeah, it was. I think the survey did something and it segmented it out of the, you know, how people labeled themselves, and it was like beginner, you know, moderate, and then I think garden enthusiast and expert added up to 9%. It was like 7 and 2. And so I was like, wow, like everybody else below that, you know, you think about the level of experiences, you know, they may have gardened twice a year.
I just checked my calculator, and that's correct. 7 and 2 is 9.
Yeah. Only real news here on this show.
Hey, and then Mason, I mean, you guys put it into a platform that the younger generation can get into. I mean, you know, me growing up in the nursery, my go-to resources were the Sunset book, Botanica.
That's because you're old.
Well, yeah, you know, different publications that you got your information from.
Sure, absolutely.
And
Not to mention your mom and dad.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, nowadays, if it's got to be an app. It's got to be something in the virtual world that drives us to be able to learn and
Right.
be able to experience more. And, when I'm on there, I see it. These people are taking pictures of plants. They're taking pictures of flowers. They're taking pictures of fruit and vegetables and things like that. And they're trying to find out more information, and it's really easy for them. And like Mason said, it's very, very much not intimidating because everybody's doing it, and therefore you feel comfortable with that question no matter what it is. Mason, the other thing that the app does is help people kind of keep up to date with what's going on around them. How do you guys do that? How do you guys send people information?
Yeah, absolutely. So actually, since we last talked, there was only 2 of us back then, but now our team is up to 9 full-time, and then we have a couple interns on staff. And so we have built our team to really focus on, the product we're putting out there, right? What does the app do? How can we make it even better? And we're constantly working on that. And then the other thing we focus on is, how do we keep everyone happy? And so actually our first hire was Megan Eishoven, who ended up becoming our head of community and head of product. And she oversees a team that basically through a bunch of different communication methods, whether it's email, reaching out to people on their other social networks, or reaching out to people directly within the app, sending, push notifications and targeted in-app messages. They make sure that people are getting the information that they want in the format that they want it. So, maybe they check their email, or maybe they want it in an in-app message. And basically to keep things, going. And then we also have our segmented groups of people, that we just gave away 4 trips to Chicago to members of our Plant Masters community, which is like the experts on the app that go out and identify all of these plants for people and answer a bunch of questions. And so, the top 4 Plant Masters, actually, they're flying to Chicago in June to come hang out with us and tour around some of the green sites in the city. So we're always looking to communicate with our community and figure out how to make it better.
Wow, that's really cool. And that's pretty neat that, you guys can interact with people from kind of the back end as well as the community interacting with each other and getting that information. Now, the other thing I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this is a free app. They can just go to the App Store, whether it's an Android or Apple device.
Google Play, maybe.
And
Google,
download this and then get going, right?
Absolutely. It's totally free for the consumer, the end user, the people that want questions answered. We don't, you wouldn't pay to use Facebook as just to log in. So we said, would people pay to use Grow It? And it didn't make sense. And we didn't really want to charge people for it. And, kind of where we see our value is to the industry at large, right? The people trying to sell plants, the people like the Botanic Garden. And so we work with them on different programs. So last year we instituted our Garden Shops program for independent garden centers. They can actually sign up to be listed, and they pay like a monthly subscription as like I think it's $1 a month right now, but it goes up to $9.99 a month in July. So they can pay to get listed, so that when someone says, I'm looking for a red plant for shade, they can actually post photos of things that they have and say, oh, this is, a red begonia. It would be great for this spot that you're looking for. But we also allow the member to control that interaction so that they're not constantly being bombarded with ads. It's basically like, hey, if you're looking for plants to buy, let's help you out.
Awesome. Well, hey, Mason, thank you very much for joining us on this Memorial Weekend that we are, in at the moment. And, for more information, people can go to online at growitmobile.com. Again, you can download this app on, whatever app resources you have, Google Play, Apple, all of those fun ones. Or you can go on Facebook. I posted a link also to their website, but on Facebook, they also have a page that people can find out more information. Mason, have a good rest of the weekend. Thank you for joining us. Is there any last bit of information you want to get out there for people?
No, just have everybody have a great weekend, and hopefully you get a chance to get outside in Chicago. It is beautiful. I already spent 2 hours out in the garden myself, so looking forward to getting back out there.
All right. Well, thank you, Mason. Enjoy the weekend, and talk to you again soon.
Yep. Bye.
Yeah, you know what? We talked about this, how gardening is regional across the country, and how here in San Diego, we pretty much have sun all year round. It's not a big deal. I could hear how excited he was. Yeah. Oh, I got to get outside now. We got sunshine. Yeah, I got to get out and get gardening done. This is great, So hopefully they've had their last frost and they're ready to go.
Well, excuse me, I told you I just got back from Michigan, and it's kind of weird because the temperature over there now is in the 80s every day. They even have a close to 90-degree day coming up.
So they're raring to go.
Yeah, and we're here in San Diego, stuck in the 60s, cold.
But
but it happens that time of year. I guess we shouldn't complain.
It is funny when you hear about other regions having way better weather than San Diego.
Right. but the fact is that we can pretty much garden all year. Okay, it's 60 this week. Next week, 75, maybe 80. In Michigan and Chicago, they're just getting out to kind of shaking the dust off, looking around, going, it's time to garden. Because I doubt they're going to have any more cold snaps.
Well, the forsythia back there was finished blooming.
Say that again?
The forsythia.
Okay. Forsythia.
Forsythia. It was finished. But the dogwood and the lilacs were in full bloom. And peonies were just getting ready to open up.
Got a lot of questions to answer when we get back.
Yeah, now did you address a question on Facebook already to Mike?
Yeah, but we got to get through them on the radio.
Yeah, we'll do some more. So again, questions, comments right there on Facebook Live or 855-424-9825. Or you can also email us. And again, that's John at gardenamerica.com.
Having bug problems this season? Need an overall solution? Try Natural Guard Spinosad Soap. This combination of spinosad and fatty acids kills aphids, mealybugs, worms, caterpillars, and other bugs that plague your garden. It's also safe to use around your fruit and veggies to make sure you enjoy your crop and not those pesky critters. Find Natural Guard Spinosad Soap in a ready-to-use bottle or ready to spray for those large garden plots at your favorite independent garden center. Go to fertilome.com for more information.
Battling bugs inside and out? Then it's time to get more from Bayer Advanced and Lowe's Home Improvement stores. Now you can buy Bayer Advanced Complete Brand Insect Killer for soil and turf and get a free bottle of Bayer Advanced Home Pest Plus Germ Killer, a $9 value. Complete works outside on your lawn, eliminating surface insects, including mosquitoes, in 24 hours and soil insects for up to 3 months. While Home Pest Plus Germ Killer handles the bugs inside your home. Lowe's and Bayer Advanced. Get more from the blue bottle. Always read and follow label instructions.
Greece is cheap.
But the airfare costs a fortune.
Paris?
Not much closer, and again, airfare...
What about Puerto Vallarta?
Let's face it, flying anywhere is just too expensive.
Wait, what's this? Low-cost airlines.
With one call to low-cost airlines, you'll drastically slash your travel costs. We're talking insanely low airline prices to any of your favorite destinations. Where would you like to go? London, Rome, Costa Rica, Australia?
Wow, that's cheap.
So why wait? Call now to learn how crazy cheap it is to fly anywhere in the U.S. or international. Our prices are so low, we can't publish them. The only way to get them is to call to instantly hear the most amazing best deals on airline travel. It's that easy. So call now and start packing.
800-217-5107. 800-217-5107. 800-217-5107. That's 800-217-5107.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-569-3414. That's 800-569-3414. Again, 800-569-3414.
As a small business owner, there's one word that you absolutely dread: payroll. For small businesses, it's a big burden. You may think you're saving time and money doing it yourself. But come on, are you? Timesheets, processing checks, calculating taxes, a total waste of your time. Paychex simplifies payroll processing. saving you time and money. Submit your payroll online, fax it in, or call your dedicated Paychex payroll specialist. And you're done. Learn more at trypaychex.com. Come on, do the math. The IRS dishes out 8 million penalties a year. Make one mistake, and you're on the hook. On average, you're losing nearly one business day every month doing payroll. That's time and money you'll never get back, unless you get Paychex. More than 500,000 small businesses already do. Call 877-649-5324. Trade payroll pressure for peace of mind. Call now. 877-649-5324. That's 877-649-5324.
Due to an upturn in the economy, Main Street Business Loans has pre-approved the release of millions of dollars in small business funding. Your business may already be pre-approved to receive up to $250,000. We've sent out millions of pre-approval letters. We see the economy growing, and our underwriters believe now is the time to invest in your business so you can grow faster and make more money. And we're prepared to give you up to $250,000 to do it. Your funds can be available in 5 days. There are no application fees, no annual fees, just quick access to up to $250,000. If your business did not receive your approval letter to get up to $250,000, call Main Street Business Loans Approval Desk now.
800-430-7570. 800-430-7570. 800-430-7570. That's 800-430-7570.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
And again, thank you for hanging in there with us. Welcome, Facebook Live, streaming, however you're hearing us. It is Biz Talk Radio Network, Garden America, Bryan, Maine, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox at 855-424-9825. John's got an email to read, john at gardenamerica.com. And, of course, Tiger's going to be very busy with other questions on Facebook. Let's hit John first at Gmail, then we'll go to Tiger.
Let's do Tigers first.
All right, we'll do Tiger first. I can point. I can point to the left or the right.
Either way it works.
I'm not ready.
Doesn't matter. Okay, Tiger,
right.
What do we got going?
Well, Mike had written us on Facebook Live saying, I have snails attacking my citrus trees. What's a good, less evasive way to take care of the problem? And so when there's snails on plants, there's a few baits that I recommend. Monterey comes out with a product called Sluggo. That's the most common product. But
Sluggo's been around for a while. Yeah.
But nowadays you can find that same formula in a lot of different products. And Natural Guard has their slug and snail bait. Same exact product that Monterey has, much less expensive than the Monterey product. Works just the same. And now the reason why I say those two products specifically is they're safe to use around cats, dogs, animals, people, kids, all of that stuff. There's a lot of snail baits out there on the market that are not safe.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
To use. So definitely recommend the Natural Guard slug and snail bait.
And Natural Guard is the brand name, right?
The brand name.
Okay.
And, I had mentioned to John, and I was like, well, I don't even necessarily know if it's slug or snails. This is a citrus tree. And he goes, oh, yeah, it's probably definitely, the slug or snails. But it could be worms, and because worms also attack citrus trees. So if it's the middle of the leaf that's getting eaten, you obviously see the slime trail going up into the tree, because you won't see the snails in the tree usually, because it's one of those things that they go in at night and then they kind of go and hide during the dirt before morning.
They're really bad. You'll see them on the trunk.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah. Okay.
But if it's the center of the leaf that's getting eaten, slug or snail is definitely telltale sign. If it's the edge of the leaf,
you got a bigger problem.
Well, it's the worm then. And, for that, I'd recommend the spinosad soap, also from Natural Guard. So those are the two products, no matter what you have going on there, should take care of it.
Let me ask you about spinosad, because we do recommend it when you have problems. You apply it every 10 days to 2 weeks. You apply it, when there's no bees flying around. You want to do it early morning, late at night. Would that not just be a good product to just as general maintenance? Or should you really wait until there is a problem, Tiger?
Well, they don't want you applying it too often. Is on the label. It's definitely easy to use, and you could use as a preventer. But it's so hard to tell when you're going to have those bug problems. So, like you're saying, it's great to use as a preventer when you're in that season. I wouldn't recommend people spraying it on young, tender plants to protect them because it's an oil, and you can risk burning or problems there. But definitely well-established plants, you can use it as a preventer.
And that is spinosad, for those that want us to repeat that.
SPINO.
SID?
SAD.
Oh, SAD, spinosad.
Yeah, it's actually spinosyn A and spinosyn D is why it got that name spinosad. It's the two forms of the bacteria.
The element, the bacteria?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the reason why it's spinosad.
So there's some spinosad trivia for you.
You remember the story behind that, how it was a species of bacteria that they discovered in a rum factory.
By mistake.
It had never been discovered, and I don't think it's been seen since, if I remember the story.
So they bottled it up?
Because we drank all the rum.
So how did it go from rum to this is good for your plants to kill, things that attack?
Same way as
they make rum out of what? Sugar cane. And when in the rum factory they dump all the dregs and everything left over after making the rum.
All the waste, right?
And they noticed on this one pile that there wasn't an insect anywhere near it. And so when they started looking at why, they found that that bacteria was there.
We got ourselves a garden product here.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
All right. Are you ready yet, John? Or me?
Yeah, I'm ready.
We have time for probably one or two more before the top of the hour.
I also, by the way, sent you an email, Brian, that showed a picture of my new rose, which we were talking about naming roses after people, and I had named a rose after Sharon Asakawa's granddaughter, Emiko.
Mm-hmm.
And I sent you a picture, so maybe you can
better check my email and maybe post that.
Yeah, if it was just a brand new flower, so it'll get to be better in the future. But it looks kind of nice. Anyway, this is from Julie in Santa Maria.
Julie, Santa Maria, thank you.
And she says, "Hi, John. I have a tall fiddle leaf fig in." No, she says fiddle leaf, not fiddle leaf fig. There's also a fiddle leaf philodendron, but in a low light area in her house, and she's had a long-term problem with large brown areas forming on the leaves. Lately, the leaves have been falling off one at a time and about once a week. I've used Milorganite, but there are only 3 small new leaves. Also, on and off, I've had a problem with small flies breeding in the soil. Since I've read about varying reasons for the flies, I've tried different watering habits, but they've come back. I'm so worried about the fly problem, but if you could help me with the browning leaf problem, I'd appreciate it. She said, I'm not so worried about the fly problem.
Let them breed. Leave them alone.
Yeah. Well, first of all, by flies, I think she's talking about fungus gnats, which will breed in the soil. And a simple way to take care of that, Julie, is just by laying bounce fabric sheets, the dryer sheets, on the soil, and that'll take care of them.
And it'll smell good in the immediate area.
There you go. Now, I'm not sure if she's talking about a fiddle leaf fig or a fiddle leaf philodendron.
Probably fiddle leaf fig.
As fiddle leaf fig, she has in a low light area. Fiddle leaf figs require high light in order to maintain the leaves. And what plants will do, like the fiddle leaf fig, under low light conditions, is they can't support the leaves because there's not enough light, so they just drop the leaves. So that could be part of the problem. The other thing, with the leaves turning brown, that normally happens on fiddle leaf philodendron. So that's why I wasn't sure what she was talking about. But normally the brown can come from too much moisture in the soil, being kept too wet, which also would be the reason you got the fungus gnats. So you might want to make sure that the soil dries out between watering, Julie. Just stick your finger in the soil. If you feel any moisture at all, don't water.
And
we're gonna take a break coming up here, just so you know.
Okay, real quick. As a note, check the saucer because I had that same problem and I wasn't watering at all. But It was
Water
sitting in
in
water.
the saucer.
Okay, news coming up, top of the hour. We are back at 6 minutes after. Do stay with us here on Garden America for your Memorial Day weekend.
The opinions you hear on Biz Talk Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests, and do not necessarily reflect those of this station, Biz Talk Radio, its management, or advertisers. The information on Biz Talk Radio does not constitute a recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or service. If you have any questions about Biz Talk Radio, contact us at 817-274-1609 or at biztalkradio.com. Biz Talk Radio.
For USA Radio News, I'm Wendy King. Holiday plans could be a washout along the Gulf and inland thanks to Alberto, which could become a tropical storm very soon. Weather Prediction Center meteorologist Patrick Berg.
Memorial Day, very wet and soggy across Gulf Coast region and then extending on up through the southeast U.S.
Tropical storm watches are up from Florida to Louisiana. WEC
conference between emergency operations, the National Weather Service, and the Hurricane Center will keep everyone alert if the storm develops. Governor Scott held a press conference.
We've already moved some high water vehicles up to the Panhandle from Fish and Wildlife. We're staying up with all the agencies to make sure everybody's prepared, to make sure that if we have the severe weather, that everybody's going to be taken care of.
You're listening to USA Radio News.
Medicare rules are confusing. They should be. There are over 130,000 pages of regulations. There's Part A through D, Medicare Advantage, and Medigap. According to the CMS, there are government programs available that can help you pay for your medical expenses. Choosing the right Medicare plan is a really big deal. The wrong choice can cost you a lot of money, and the right choice can put more money in your pocket. Call one of our licensed representatives today. At 65 Plus Medicare, our free service can show you a plan that will maximize your Medicare benefits, ensure you are taking advantage of all available government assistance programs, and save you money. Call now.
800-635-6303. 800-635-6303. 800-635-6303. That's 800-635-6303.
Double benefits listed may be available on all plans or in a single benefit package. Enrollment in the prescribed plan type may be limited to certain times of the year unless you qualify for a special enrollment period. No obligation to enroll.
Fiat Chrysler is recalling nearly 5 million vehicles in the United States over a cruise control issue. They say in rare situations, drivers may not be able to turn off the cruise control. It can happen if the cruise control accelerates at the same time an electrical short circuit occurs. Shifting the vehicle into park will cancel the cruise control, but tapping the brake or turning off the device won't. The recall includes 15 Jeep, Dodge, Chrysler, and Ram models from 2014 to the present. Harvey Weinstein is out on bail after pleading not guilty on Friday to sex crime charges involving 2 women. Weinstein has been released on $1 million cash bail and has surrendered his passport. It'll be easier for federal agencies to fire employees under new executive orders. They're aimed to roll back civil service protections that federal workers have enjoyed for decades. This is USA Radio News.
The following update is for drivers who pay too much for car insurance due to DUIs, DWIs, tickets, or anything else. Our company specializes in low-cost SR22 auto insurance. We know that mistakes happen and offer free quotes for very affordable auto insurance meant specifically for you, the overpaying high-risk driver. The quote is free, and we'll handle the filing so you can start saving money. Call 800-758-0725. 800-758-0725. 800-758-0725.
This weekend, we honor the military service and sacrifice of all our men and women in uniform and those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. And once again, for the 29th year, a special Memorial Day weekend tradition will happen. USA's Chris Barnes has more.
It's America's annual tradition to honor and remember all those who have served and sacrificed.
The National Memorial Day concert airing actually on the evening before Memorial Day, carried live on PBS stations on Sunday. The usual hosts will be back.
Join me, Joe Mantegna.
And me, Gary Sinise.
This year's concert will be celebrating several important anniversaries, including the 150th Memorial Day, 100 years since the end of World War I, and the 50th anniversary of the Battle of Khe Sanh, one of the fiercest battles of the Vietnam War. The show starts at 8 p.m. Eastern and runs for 90 minutes. For USA Radio News, I'm Chris Barnes.
Uber is back in the news once again. Here's USA's Tim Berg with more.
An Uber car involved in a deadly crash in Arizona wasn't designed to automatically brake in case of an emergency. That's according to the National Transportation Safety Board. The self-driving car, which was being tested on a public road with a human operator, struck and killed a pedestrian who was illegally crossing the street in March. Uber also said on Wednesday that they're closing down their self-driving vehicle program in the state. For USA Radio News, I'm Tim Berg.
For USA Radio News, I'm Wendy King.
If your credit card bills have gotten out of hand, call Consolidated Credit now. If you're making the minimum payments, but your balance is just not going down, call Consolidated Credit now. If the interest rates on your credit cards are so high, it will take years to get out of debt. Call Consolidated Credit now. They've helped over 5 million people. They can consolidate your debts into one lower payment, reduce your interest rates, and get you out of debt fast. If you're struggling with credit card debt, call Consolidated Credit now.
Call now, 800-350-3241. That's 800-350-3241. 800-350-3241.
Consolidated Credit Counseling Services. 5701 West Sunrise Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33313. Not a loan company licensed by the New York Department of Financial Services and by the Vermont Department of Financial Regulation. Maryland DM 19, Oregon DM 80031. Licensed by Virginia State Corporation. Commission license number DC 32. Establishment of a plan may adversely affect the individual's credit rating or credit scores. Non-payment of debt may lead creditors to increase financial charges or collections activity, including litigation.
Welcome to the Garden America Show, the country's most listened to gardening program. This is your chance to join us as we talk about gardening, horticulture, landscaping, in fact, anything that has to do with the world of gardening. The phone lines are open right now at 1-855-424-9825. That's 1-855-424-9825 for your questions and comments. Or john@gardenamerica.com. And if you're watching us on Facebook Live, you can also post your questions and comments right there on our page during the broadcast. Now, here's Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox on the Garden America Radio and Media Network.
And we are right back here. It is 6 minutes after the hour. Welcome to Garden America. This is hour number 2. Thank you, Facebook viewers, and the rest of you listening via streaming, Biz Talk Radio. However you're catching our show, we do appreciate it. And again, for those of you that live in San Diego, first hour AM 1240, the replay this afternoon, AM 740 in Los Angeles. And we failed to mention, too, or should mention it more, that all the Facebook shows that you're watching or live, obviously, they're kept right there on our Facebook page. So if you missed a show or missed a segment, you can always go back to our Facebook page and watch the show again, or fast forward, rewind, and pick out a segment that you want to see again. Okay, we are back. It is question time, or at least time to answer those questions.
All right, so we got a few questions. I'm going to start off with a comment, though, from Donna up in L.A. She wanted to let everybody know that Saturday and Sunday, June 9th and 10th, from 9 to 4:30 at the Los Angeles Arboretum, there's going to be an exotic plant show. Fern and exotic plant show.
Ferns.
So I wanted to make sure we get out that information.
We never talk about ferns.
I know. I went to that one time, and I really enjoyed it.
You know, ferns.
Between two ferns?
Yeah, ferns can be low light. They don't need a lot of light, right, for the most part, because ferns...
clean the air.
Absolutely. Because
easy to grow.
Don't ferns, like if you go into the forest or someplace, they live with low light because of all the trees, right?
Some ferns.
Some ferns.
Some ferns grow out in full sun.
Yep.
Like tree ferns. Depends where you are, too.
But we don't talk ferns enough.
We should.
We don't.
Podcast ferns.
Yeah,
between two ferns.
A whole half hour. In fact, we are going to be doing a podcast after the show. It's going to be on seeds.
Yep.
So hopefully you have the iHeartRadio app. You can go to Garden America and watch that, or I should say listen to that show. It's not on Facebook. You can listen to the podcast. Or the easiest way, John puts a link in the newsletter. That'll take you right to our podcasts. So we've got, we did one on roses. We did one on spring vegetables. And today's going to be seeds.
Yeah, but what do you do if you don't get the newsletter?
Well, you have to subscribe to the newsletter, John. I'm glad you asked.
Well, how would you do that?
You go to gardenamerica.com, and then you'll see the homepage there. And I believe It's on the right-hand side.
Upper right-hand
Upper right-hand side. Subscribe to the newsletter. It'll give you information on upcoming shows. It'll give you articles. John works very hard, so we do it for John.
Yep.
And it's so easy. All you do is put in
Basically,
your email address. You subscribe once a week. It's so easy.
It's the only reason why John has a job here.
But now, here's the deal. We do not share your information, so feel free to put your email address in. We're not going to sell it to anybody.
Yeah.
No Russians.
Unless the price is right.
Yeah. So far, nobody's offered.
But, yeah, you do want to be a subscriber of our newsletter. And, again, that'll give you the link right to our podcasts.
And speaking of newsletter members, Julio wrote us a question, and he was asking about rats. And being in Los Angeles, he has a rat problem with his plants. Eating the fruit, eating the plants, and it's a big problem up there. So he wants to know some tips on how to take care of it. Now, I know firsthand because I have rats in my backyard too. I live on a canyon, and they come up in the area where I have a orange tree, and they eat the oranges off of the tree. And they sometimes leave them half-eaten there.
And you can tell if it's a rat. They have their own distinctive fingerprint, as it were.
Yeah, they chew on it. You can see it's been gnawed on exactly. Sometimes they'll gnaw on trees themselves, and you'll see the chewing happening. But I've also seen it, so I know it's a rat as well. But as far as how to rid yourself of a rat problem, there's the easiest and most common ways to set out rat traps. If they're eating something particular, put that on the trap them, kill them, dispose of them, get rid of them, and that's a good way to do it. If it's a continuous problem, sometimes people live in areas where maybe their neighbors are, storing a lot of things, and, there's nothing you can do sometimes when it comes to your neighbor.
There's going to be one after another.
Yeah. Bird netting. If you're trying to protect specific plants or trees, bird netting is a big way to do that. And that, believe it or not, works really, really well against a lot of different problems, because bird netting is kind of like that fishing netting, which creatures stay away from it because they can get tangled into it very easily. Birds, rats, whatever it is, and they'll stay away from the netting because they get scared. If they get tangled up, they can't get themselves out.
Right, they panic.
And they'll panic, then they get more tangled, and then they end up, getting, tangled into the netting. So, bird netting is a way to protect the plants. If it's just a few rats or mice, then trapping and killing them, with a trap is the best way to do it.
I think it's interesting how talks about having a rat problem. We know there's a lot of rats in L.A., New York especially.
Yeah.
But truth be told, anytime you're outside, you're probably about 20 to 25 feet away from a rat at any given time.
Right.
We walk outside these studios here. We got the little landscaping going. I'm sure there's plenty of rats underneath there.
Oh, yeah.
Rats are everywhere.
Yeah.
Guarantee rats are everywhere.
But if you have a tree or something you're trying to protect, you don't want to.
I got a quick rat story. Used to live in a house up in Alpine here in San Diego County. And for those that don't live in San Diego, Alpine's kind of in the back country. So I was in my garage one day doing laundry, and there was a false ceiling in the garage. The people that had the house before put the false ceiling up. And there was a little hole. You could stick your head up there and look around. They used to store things up there. I didn't put anything up there. So I'm doing the laundry one day, and all of a sudden I feel this on my shoulder. A rat had jumped down onto my shoulder and scurried away. And I screamed like a little girl. Like a little girl.
Oh,
and
man.
Obviously, we had a lot of tree rats running up and down the trees. But this thing, they're brave. They don't used me.
Yeah. It's like, oh, sweet, I can get down.
Wow. So I called an exterminator. Called somebody to take a look up at that false ceiling. He gets on his ladder, crawls up there, and he says, it was a bad word that he said, I've never seen anything like this in my life. That's not something you want to hear.
No, from an exterminator.
And he's been doing it for like 30 years.
Yeah.
He goes, you got a problem.
Yeah.
You got a big problem. And I said, just take care of it. He goes, the first thing, you take this false ceiling down, and then we'll take care of things. But that's my rat story. And then I can see him running up and down the trees. So rats are everywhere, basically.
Yeah.
You're not going to get too far away from it. Another question.
Yeah, so this came from Taylor. And Taylor had written a while back about some citrus trees that they have in fabric pots. So for those of you that don't know what a fabric pot is, imagine a container, built out of like a heavy-duty felt material. And a lot of times they use these pots for growing, more, I would say more temporary growing situations because they're easily stored, they're easy to move, they are durable.
Won't the roots grow right through them if you plant them in the ground?
They will grow right through them if you plant them in the ground, but at the same time, they also promote what's called air cutting, which also don't allow roots because roots won't grow into air. So, they use them a lot for vegetable crops and things like that they want the roots kind of contained into one spot and not be bound into the pot, so to speak. So fabric pots is what Taylor has a finger lime and I believe it's an orange tree planted in. And they were having some problems with these trees. They looked a little bit nutrient deficient and so on. And number one, I feel the biggest problem is that they're growing them in the fabric pots. The problem with fabric pots is that they dry out much quicker than regular pots because you're allowing air to allow for more evaporation. Also, when you water, nutrients and things like that go out of the pot much quicker, and you have to keep fertilizing much more regularly than a standard pot. So, with that aside, if you were to grow citrus in a fabric pot, you're going to water more regularly because you have to keep the soil damp, and you're going to want to fertilize more often so that way the citrus always have fertilizer there. Mm-hmm. And then John saw the pictures, and he mentioned one thing too is that there's some micronutrient deficiencies in the tree, which people don't always understand that citrus fertilizers don't have everything that a citrus tree need in the fertilizer box, whether it's EB Stone, Kellogg's, Scott's, Milorganite. Those are all fertilizers, and they're great for nutrients, but they don't have the micronutrients that you can get out of. I know of one product from Growmore called Citrus Growers Blend, which is just a powdered micronutrient solution that you use on citrus trees. And so I'd say you have to do that every 6 months, annually for the micronutrients. It's not
at least annually, but I believe they do recommend twice a year.
Yeah, it's not like a fertilizer where you're doing it monthly, but you do it regularly to keep that micronutrient level up. So,
okay, back with more questions. Your questions, your comments on Facebook Live. We encourage that. Also, John at gardenamerica.com, 855-424-9825. Happy Memorial Day weekend. It is Saturday morning in some cases, if you're back east, of course, Saturday afternoon. I'm Bryan Main. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us, spending part of your weekend with us. Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco. We're going to take a break, stepping aside, coming right back with you.
Battling bugs inside and out? Then it's time to get more from Bayer Advanced and Lowe's Home Improvement stores. Now you can buy Bayer Advanced Complete Brand Insect Killer for soil and turf and get a free bottle of Bayer Advanced Home Pest Plus Germ Killer, a $9 value. Complete works outside on your lawn, eliminating surface insects, including mosquitoes, in 24 hours and soil insects for up to 3 months. While Home Pest Plus Germ Killer handles the bugs inside your home. Lowe's and Bayer Advanced. Get more from the blue bottle. Always read and follow label instructions.
Having bug problems this season? Need an overall solution? Try Natural Guard Spinosad Soap. This combination of spinosad and fatty acids kills aphids, mealybugs, worms, caterpillars, and other bugs that plague your garden. It's also safe to use around your fruit and veggies to make sure you enjoy your crop and not those pesky critters. Find Natural Guard Spinosad Soap in a ready-to-use bottle or ready to spray for those large garden plots at your favorite independent garden center. Go to fertilome.com for more information.
All right, guys, we're ready for our four-season sunroom, and Daddy's gonna get a rec room with refreshments.
Oh no, we'll be sleeping under the stars.
Mom, what about the one with, the fun?
Nice try, little bro. It's a gym. My gym.
Hey, Grandma's getting her Four Seasons garden room. Weather tight and still like being outdoors.
Maybe a living room. Oh no, wait. A family hub.
Yeah!
No matter what the budget, the season, or the climate, Four Seasons Sunrooms let you and your family enjoy the outdoors inside. Call now to receive your free, no-obligation brochure from the premier manufacturer of sunrooms since 1975.
More reasons for Four Seasons now.
To find out more, call toll-free 800-928-7007. That's 800-928-7007. Call 800-928-7007 today.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-285-4765 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-285-4765. Again, 800-285-4765.
My computer is so slow, it's making me crazy.
I used to have that problem.
Did you quit using a computer or did you buy a new one?
No, I called Geeks On Site. They made an appointment to visit my home and showed up the same day.
You mean they didn't ask you to bring your computer to a shop? That's what happened when I called a support company.
Geeks On Site can go to your home or business or even repair your computer online. They have 24/7 emergency service.
If you are having problems with your PC or Mac, call Geeks On Site, 1-800-591-1682. Our friendly certified computer repair experts are available 24/7. Call now for a free diagnosis, 1-800-591-1682. Data recovery, virus removal, and maintenance for all laptops, desktops, printers, and networks. That's Geeks On Site for friendly certified computer repair experts, available 24/7 over the phone or in your home or business. Just call 1-800-591-1682. That's 1-800-591-1682, 1-800-591-1682.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America radio show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
It is us. Your garden buddies, Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco, Bryan Main. Thank you for being with us. At 21 minutes after the hour, 855-424-9825. John at gardenamerica.com. Also Facebook Live. Questions, comments. Do we have more questions, Tiger, we're working on?
Yes, we do. Am I on?
Oh, okay. You're on.
Okay.
You're on, bud.
All right. Robert wrote to us, and he says he has a lilac bush that is suffering from contact from my neighbor spraying Roundup. Is there anything I can do to save it in Lompoc, California?
Roundup blowing in the breeze.
Oh, yeah. We've seen that burning, you know, that just singeing of the foliage. Let's see. Lompoc, California, lilac. It probably was
Central California.
Freshly budded out foliage. Probably already
the
had
good news
bloomed.
is that Roundup won't kill the lilac.
Right.
As long as you don't keep spraying it on there.
As long as you stop your neighbor from spraying.
It's just getting residual wind, right?
Well, no, I mean,
from the wind.
Yeah, it was probably overspray.
Yeah,
as you know, they mentioned, and like John had mentioned, it burned the foliage and killed the foliage that's there. That foliage isn't coming back,
right?
But it should put out new foliage. Recommendations to help it along? Would fertilizing help at this moment in time?
I don't know. If you haven't fertilized, a little bit won't hurt.
Right.
But people always look at fertilizer as the first line of defense when something's doing poorly.
That's not always the answer.
No. If you think like you're sick, you know, if somebody said, give them some food. Well,
give them a Monster Energy drink.
You know, that's just not always good. You need to recuperate. So
I would say, though, washing the plant off, because you do want to, you know, kind of just minimize the amount of product still on the plant, right?
Well, definitely if you knew when it was sprayed, if you went out and washed the plant, it would work. But once it's dried and gone into the plant, it's a systemic, and just got to you might have a nice chat with your neighbor.
Is there obviously not a big enough fence, right? Separating the two?
Yeah.
Because a fence would fix that problem.
Yeah. Good fences make good neighbors.
So just time. Just time.
Yeah, it's not a done deal, right? It's going to survive.
Yeah. And so
time, looking at all the lilacs I mentioned back in Michigan, it made me miss them because in California, Southern California especially, we can grow lilacs, but they're not as magnificent as they are back east.
He said that. We had this talk. I mentioned that, and you're like, oh, we could grow a lilac, the Descanso lilac.
Two weeks ago.
And it was like, I was like, no, that is not the same. And you're like, oh, it's a lilac.
Remember that conversation?
I don't remember ever talking like that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I got to jump in on this one. He mentioned how we can't really grow lilacs for the most part.
Yeah.
They're more of a back east kind of a plant.
Right.
And then you said something like, no, we can grow lilacs here in California.
We can, but they're
not as prolific as they are back east.
It's a different species than what they grow back east.
Yeah.
What we grow are syringa hyacinthiflora crosses.
How do you remember that?
And
that's just incredible.
Ask him when his birthday is, though.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. But back there, they grow varieties of Syringa vulgaris, the common lilac.
Yeah.
The vulgar lilac.
Big blooms, big plants.
Yeah. Yeah, and here I admit they're smaller flowers.
Yeah.
What kind of growing conditions do they have back east that makes them so much better than here?
They have cold winters.
So they really want the cold then, right? That's what stimulates them.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what stimulates those varieties of lilacs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there you go, lilac talk here on Garden America. What else do we have going here?
Another one? Do you have one or?
I've got the one from Wayne.
Go for it.
Oh, yeah, go. Okay, Wayne, here's John answering your question.
Okay, he says, what do you recommend to use to fertilize fruit and citrus trees? Stakes, or I use Job's tomato pellets because that's all that I had. Well, we mention all the time that plants can't read, so your fruit trees don't know that you put tomato pellets on.
Yeah, they don't know that it was Job's either.
Right. So any kind of fertilizer is fine. And then he says also, is Epsom salts safe to use on the lawn? Might be safe, but there would be zero reason to ever use Epsom salts on your lawn that I could think of.
It's salt.
And he said, as a feed and a snail deterrent. It's not really going to deter snails. As soon as you water it,
it's going to be gone. It's going to wash off.
Right.
And you water lawns and you cut lawns so often. I mean, not even repellents work on lawns because you're constantly cutting it off and watering.
Now, if you want to soak your feet in Epsom salts at the end of the day, we recommend that.
And then throw the water out?
Yeah, exactly.
I think he's asking if it's high in nitrogen. It has no nitrogen whatsoever. Epsom salts is magnesium sulfate. And so it has sulfur and magnesium, but no nitrogen at all. Yeah, I can't think of any reason to use magnesium.
Okay.
Or magnesium sulfate or Epsom salts, which is the same thing. Now, if we have any rose growers out there listening to me, they'll go, oh, yeah, you need to put Epsom salts on at the beginning of the year to encourage basal breaks. And a lot of rose growers do that. I don't.
You've never done that?
I might have done it maybe 20, 25 years ago just to see.
It's not something you're into.
I get basal breaks all the time and never use Epsom salts. So magnesium is a necessary. Matter of fact, magnesium's what's called a secondary nutrient. There's primary nutrients, which are nitrogen, phosphorus, and potash, or potassium, and then secondary nutrients are sulfur and magnesium, and then the minor and calcium, and then the minor nutrients that Tiger was talking about earlier. But the thing about those...
like the minor prophets.
Just like that, Brian.
Exactly.
But when you think about that, they're called minor nutrients or trace elements.
Secondary is a better name probably, right?
No, secondary is a different class. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
I'm not listening.
Well, listen here. The plants need every one of those in order to survive.
Okay.
And all that classification really relates to is the amount that they need. So in a primary nutrient, like we'll take nitrogen for an example, they need a lot more nitrogen than a plant would, say, boron. But boron, if it's not in the soil, the plant will die. So all the nutrients are equally important. The primary, secondary, or trace just has to do with the amount they need of each one in order to survive.
Okay. Percentage of each one needed to continue growth.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Okay. I can dumb it down sometimes. Very easy for me to dumb it down. We're going to have a break coming up here, so let's hold off before we get to anything else as we approach 30 minutes after the hour. Hey, plenty of time, half hour to go. Questions, comments, let's rev up Facebook there. Also, you can email John. That's John at GardenAmerica.com. Pick up the phone. I'll check and see if we have anybody online at 855-424-9825 on your Memorial Day weekend. And hopefully you have Monday off. We're going to take a break. Coming right back with John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox, Bryan, Maine, on your Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon here on Garden America from Biz Talk Radio.
Want a better looking lawn with less effort? Husqvarna's robotic automower is the effortless way to mow. Husqvarna's intelligent design allows the automower to maneuver around your lawn without supervision, even over tricky terrain and around obstacles. It knows when it needs to be charged and directs itself back to the charging dock. With convenient control options, the Husqvarna allows you to set it and forget it, even from your smartphone. Thanks to Husqvarna, you can have a great looking lawn and more time to enjoy it this season. Visit Mission Hills Nursery at 1525 Fort Stockton Drive in San Diego, or go to missionhillsnursery.com for more info.
Sometimes business owners and entrepreneurs don't follow a traditional schedule. Well, that's where Biz TV's Biz can work for you on your time. For only $5.95 a month, you can have over 200 hours of our fresh, original content on demand, anywhere, anytime. And with our search feature, you can quickly and easily find the topic or show you're looking for in seconds. Sign up today and see what you've been missing. Free for 7 days. Join the Biz Club. It's Biz TV. On your time.
Does your water stain and damage your fixtures? Does it smell or taste bad? Are you worried about what's in your water? Water quality should not be painful and worrisome. Get HydroCare water systems from Wave Home Solutions with the most advanced purification technologies. Call Wave Home Solutions today at 1-888-989-WAVE or go to GreatHealthyWater.com. HydroCare will eliminate limescale that causes hundreds of dollars in damage to pipes and appliances without using salt. Well water will no longer smell or stain your fixtures. City water will be purified of harmful chlorine, lead, arsenic, and chemicals. Wave Home Solutions provides the cleanest, healthiest water at every faucet. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, call 1-888-989-WAVE, 1-888-989-WAVE, or go to GreatHealthyWater.com. That's GreatHealthyWater.com.
Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
We paid less for our Craftmatic today than we did 20 years ago.
If you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and free information on today's Craftmatic adjustable beds. And then decide when you see how little they cost. Rated #1 by consumers nationwide on ConsumerAffairs.com. Craftmatic beds come in all mattress types, including cool gel memory foam for up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand. Enjoy temporary relief of low back pain, poor circulation, nighttime heartburn, mild arthritis. You'll sleep better in a Craftmatic adjustable bed. So if you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and information. And then decide when you see how little they cost. Discover Craftmatic for less, up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand.
Call 1-800-316-5271. That's 1-800-316-5271. 1-800-316-5271. Call now.
If you're suffering from hearing loss, stay tuned for a special offer from the makers of Listen Clear, a revolutionary hearing aid breakthrough designed by top audio engineers to fit your ear almost invisibly. Right now, you can try Listen Clear hearing aids absolutely free for 45 days. You can also qualify for free shipping and free batteries for life. Listen Clear hearing aids are so lightweight and comfortable, you can wear them all day long. They're practically invisible, too, so others won't even notice you're wearing them. And the best part is, you'll be able to hear almost everything, everywhere. So do something about your hearing loss. Call Listen Clear now to get started with your 45-day risk-free hearing aid trial. This special offer won't be available for long, so call Listen Clear now.
800-716-4650.
800-716-4650. 800-716-4650. We're here 24 hours a day to help. That's 800-716-4650.
Non-attorney paid spokesperson. Could your house go into foreclosure? Are you behind on your mortgage payments? Does it seem like the bank has no interest in helping you save your home? And you feel like you have nowhere to turn for help? Then we have good news for you. Foreclosure Protection Services can help save your home as they specialize in foreclosure assistance. That's all they do. If you're behind on your mortgage payments, being threatened with foreclosure, have been denied a loan modification, or been the victim of a predatory loan, it's critical that you call Foreclosure Protection Services now at 800-670-2142. Their network of attorneys and their agents are available to speak to you now. If you're behind on your mortgage payments, Foreclosure Protection Services can help stop the foreclosure process. Call today before it's too late. New laws are in effect that may save your home. Call Foreclosure Protection Services now at 800-670-2142. 800-670-2142. That's 800-670-2142.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
It is Garden America, 35 minutes after the hour. Bryan Main along with Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco, hopefully giving you all the information you need. Broadcasting from our studios here, San Diego, California, iHeartMedia and Entertainment. John at GardenAmerica.com. Facebook Live, questions, comments, also 855-424-9825.
I have a few email questions, but before we get to those, we need...
Are we going to clear up this magnesium thing?
We need to maybe go a little bit further on Wayne's question, because Tiger pointed out during the break some possible reasons to use magnesium, and Wayne said that it even says on the bag that it can be used as a citrus fertilizer or
lawn fertilizer.
Magnesium is an essential part of chlorophyll for photosynthesizing, but my feeling is that in the majority of soils all through the country, there's plenty of magnesium that already exists. So I don't really see extra benefit from adding more. And as we've mentioned before, that anytime you add a salt to the soil, you kill something that's living. So I don't really personally don't see any benefit from it.
So all soil has magnesium, even the worst of soils? In other words, how would you know that you have enough magnesium? You get sandy soil, clay soil.
If you go online and you Google images of magnesium deficiency in plants, you can see what a leaf would look like that's deficient in magnesium.
Okay.
But, if your leaves are...
So take a cue from the plants you're growing already.
Yeah, you can just take a look. But, again, it's rarely a problem.
Yeah, and just so you know, magnesium is the 8th most abundant element in the Earth's crust.
There you go.
So, see, based on this information, I think had you studied harder, you could have passed your chemistry class.
Now, I will say, though, with that is, and you mentioned on the topic that the when you use those fertilizers, the plants become dependent upon you using those fertilizers then, because as you mentioned, when you have a fertilizer that you put down and, it's a, salt-based fertilizer that depletes the soil from having all the other great benefits of all of its life forms and mycorrhizae and things like that, the plants become dependent on you using those fertilizers to give them nutrients. Where if you use an organic fertilizer, they get the nutrients naturally and they can sustain it and they take it up at the rate that they need it, and it's always there for them if they need it. Where, like what you're saying, when you drop those, dependent fertilizers down, if you stop giving it those fertilizers, the plants show it real quick. And it's hard to get them back up to good health if you do that. So, exercise that with extreme caution.
Yeah, if you're if the soil has plenty of nutrients in it, the plants can't use it until the soil microorganisms turn it into a form that the plants are able to use. If you kill the soil microorganisms, the food can be there, but they can't use it, which is what happens when you use chemical fertilizers. And as Tiger's saying, you have to continue to feed them with the chemical fertilizers.
Because your chemical fertilizer, you're actually feeding the plant, not necessarily the soil.
The chemical fertilizer is like putting sugar in your body. It
Right.
goes directly to you and gives you lots of energy.
Right.
It's not good for you in the long run.
Then you're going to crash and
Not
burn.
sustainable.
And you're going to want some more later on.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Where are we question-wise?
Okay, this is from... Oh, sorry, Tiger.
No. I'm all caught up.
Okay, this is Marilyn from Poway, California, and she said, John, which is better for starting new cuttings, perlite or vermiculite? It depends on the cutting, because vermiculite's going to hold more water than perlite. So for using things like roses, or if you're in a situation where the cutting's going to have a tendency to rot, I would use perlite. But if you're rooting something like that's easy to root, say philodendrons or wandering Jews or those type of plants that root easily, either one would be fine, and vermiculite may even be a little bit better because they like the moisture.
And you're not going to dry out. Where with the perlite, you have to water more often to keep it wet. Right.
But with semi-hardwood cuttings, you're going to have less rotting if you're using perlite than you would if you use vermiculite. That's my feeling.
I have no feeling.
And then to throw another question into there, would you ever use pumice
for rooting cuttings?
Yeah. Too heavy, or because I mean it's the same drainage, as far as
you could use it, but it's heavy and not practical. So I never would.
That's his way of saying no.
Well, no, but some people are out there and they know the perlite. They want to do kind of an organic thing, and pumice is your organic alternative. So, that would be their other option for that. But
hey, we should.
I have to send you.
Yeah, go ahead.
An email. Which one do you want? Address do you want me to use? The
Gmail.com. Hey, we've got Keith in Point Loma who's been standing by very patiently.
That's what I'm sending you is a picture that he wanted to talk to us about.
Okay, Keith, you're on the air. Thank you so much for waiting at 41 minutes after the hour. How are things today, Keith?
Things are great today.
Good to hear from you.
Better, it'd have to be you guys.
Yeah, there you go. We'll have you in studio sometime.
Anyhow, two questions. One for Bryan. First, was that Eric I talked to on the phone?
Actually, no. That was, I think it was probably, I want to say Jeremiah. Their studios are back east and not here in San Diego. So we do a network hookup.
Oh, it was an Eric that I talked to, and I thought it was your Eric.
Oh, another Eric. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, my Eric hasn't been a phone screener for a long time. But I guess, Keith, you go back long enough to remember when he was a phone screener. At 11 years old, he's now 25, by the way.
Oh, wow.
How about that?
Okay, my next question's for John.
Yes.
Did you get the picture I sent you?
Yes, and I forwarded that picture to Bryan, who I think is going to try to put it on Facebook. It's a picture of a cashmere cypress.
Yeah. Is that too close to the driveway? My house. It's right next to my house and my driveway.
That is one of the most beautiful conifers in the world, in my opinion. And I had one in my backyard, and the rose video that we did, Bryan, shows me standing in front of it, and it gets to be a huge tree, Keith. I mean, really big. You're looking at about 30 feet tall and maybe 15 feet wide.
Oh, so the answer is absolutely it's in the wrong place.
We're trying to say that nicely. Yes.
It's a weed.
Well, and they're also fast growing. Now, you could keep it there. I'm looking at the size of the one that you have right there. You could keep it there for maybe, let's say,
5 years.
No, I was going to say maybe 10.
Oh, really?
10 years.
Okay.
15 years.
Wow.
With some pruning. So it's.
Yeah, I was going to say, could I just keep it at about 10 feet and keep it as small as I could and prune it? Or that's what you're saying I'd have to do?
Well, what are the drawbacks from pruning it then, John?
Well, you can destroy the shape, because it's really a beautiful tree. I don't know if you looked at the picture.
So you should let it grow
but that
natural.
that weeping habit that it has. I don't know.
Well,
okay, I'm going to have to.
I mean, it would look in
away.
about 5 or 6 years. It would look really beautiful in that spot. And then there's the law of diminishing returns. Yeah, the law of diminishing returns after that. So I don't know if you're going to move, Keith.
let it be somebody else's problem.
No, I'm not moving. Not for 10 or 15 years. They're going to move me underground.
But it absolutely is a beautiful tree.
Well, thank you, and you've answered my question.
All right. Thanks, Keith.
Hey, Keith, thank you so much. And
thank you very much.
We will post that as soon as I can later on today or tomorrow. I will post that on our Facebook page.
I just wanted the question answered, and I got an answer.
Yeah, we're going to post
it.
Yeah, we're going to post it, Keith, anyway. So there you go. So those that are listening can take a look at that and see what John's talking about. All right, Keith, thank you so much. We move on with anything else here on Biz Talk Radio, Garden America, 855-424-9825. That's what Keith did. Also, John at GardenAmerica.com. We continue on Facebook Live.
Tiger, what's going on over at the nursery? I would imagine that people have pretty much got their vegetable gardens in.
Vegetable gardens are in, but I think that the thing right now are flowers. People are planting a lot of flowers.
People do that for Memorial Day anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Try to get out a lot of plants.
It is 45 minutes after the hour. One more segment coming up. Get those questions, comments in as we continue. Mentioned also, too, that after the show, we're going to be doing a podcast. Today's podcast will be on seeds. So you do want to download that iHeartMedia app, or, of course, you can use the newsletter and just click on that link that John has provided, and you can listen to all kinds of podcast shows, which are quite different from this here radio show, as we take a break. Coming right back.
Battling bugs inside and out? Then it's time to get more from Bayer Advanced and Lowe's Home Improvement stores. Now you can buy Bayer Advanced Complete Brand Insect Killer for soil and turf and get a free bottle of Bayer Advanced Home Pest Plus Germ Killer, a $9 value. Complete works outside on your lawn, eliminating surface insects, including mosquitoes, in 24 hours and soil insects for up to 3 months. While Home Pest Plus Germ Killer handles the bugs inside your home. Lowe's and Bayer Advanced. Get more from the blue bottle. Always read and follow label instructions.
This is Joe Lample from Growing a Greener World. With the environment in mind, I recommend Milorganite Organic Nitrogen Fertilizer for all your growing needs. From plants to people, active growth requires energy, nutrients, and a balanced diet. Nutrient-rich Milorganite feeds the soil and plants for up to 3 months. The organic nitrogen is slow release and won't burn plants even during hot, dry weather. Trust the fertilizer, proven effective for 90 years. Milorganite, for better results naturally. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait.
Call 800-605-5370. 800-605-5370. Call 800-605-5370.
Got an old car? You can donate it, whether it's running or not, to the United Breast Cancer Foundation and save a life. They'll even come and pick it up for free. The United Breast Cancer Foundation has saved hundreds of women's lives through their free or low-cost breast screen exams. But now they need your help. The United Breast Cancer Foundation wants to save more lives through early detection by offering women free or low-cost breast screening exams. And donating your old car, SUV, or truck, whether it's running or not, helps pay for them. Plus, you get a charitable tax deduction. Help the United Breast Cancer Foundation save lives by donating your old car, SUV, or truck. Call now for free pickup. 800-245-0473. 800-245-0473. 800-245-0473. Call right now. Number again is 800-245-0473. National Funding Group has just released $100 million in easy access small business funding to businesses that gross at least $100,000 a year. You can have fast access up to $500,000 in new business capital in as little as 48 hours. Think about the ways you could grow your business if you had up to a $500,000 cash infusion. Call a NFG funding expert now. The process is easy. It only takes about 5 minutes. Then our management-owned lending team looks at your application for a fast approval. You can get 100% funded in about 2 days. If you need up to $500,000 in working capital to run your business and you gross at least $100,000 a year, call NFG and apply today. 800-296-1564. 800-296-1564. 800-296-1564. That's 800-296-1564.
Reason number 12 why you should own a ThermoSpa's hot tub? They require no attachment to your home's plumbing. Thanks to the ThermoSpa's unique built-in thermofiltration system that filters the water an incredible 144 times a day, you simply fill it with a garden hose and your water stays crystal clear with very little maintenance. Call to receive a free DVD and brochure and find out how you can own a ThermoSpa's hot tub for only a few dollars a day. Right now, they're offering 0% APR financing with approved credit and a $1,000 savings coupon, including free delivery, free chemicals, and a cash discount. And with models starting at $4,995, there will never be a better time to own a ThermoSpa's hot tub. So call now and ask about this limited time offer. Call ThermoSpa's today at 800-956-7183 for your free DVD and brochure. That's 800-956-7183. ThermoSpa's, hot tubs designed to improve your life. Call 800-956-7183 today to take advantage of 0% APR financing.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
All right, back here with our final segment on Garden America, Tiger Palafox. I'm Bryan Main. John Bagnasco, John at gardenamerica.com, 855-424-9825. And also Facebook, questions and comments. Now, our little chat right before we came back on the air, John, did we want to talk about that during the show, or is that just an observation that you made?
About what people are planning this time of year?
Yes, that exact thing, yes.
Yeah.
What they're planning this time of the year.
I was moving some things. My wife does, I have black calla lilies in the front of my house.
Pretty.
And when we did a remodel, I don't know what they did, but they started coming up everywhere, but not where we wanted them. So I moved them against the house, so they were a backdrop to the hydrangeas, and they come up every year, and I think they look good there, but there were some in the front, and Shannon was telling me last week, she said, I told you I don't want those there. So I dug them up, and I moved them in the backyard under the...
Is that how she said it?
Kind of. I might have been exaggerating a little.
Well, you got to tell the story, you know.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been married?
46 years.
See, when it comes to at my house, Janine is not a gardener. You know, she at all. She has no ambition.
Nothing has rubbed off?
Nothing. Not one bit.
I'm surprised.
But she'll look at it, right?
What?
She'll look at it.
Oh, yeah, she'll look at it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know, I'm sure it'll come one day where she'll put her own 2 cents. But she has not that she has no say, but then she also has no opinion on whatever I do.
Do what you want, Tiger?
So I just get to do whatever I want. And she's like, oh, that's pretty nice, you know, and she's happy. And, you know, but
I think that's the way it was at our house for about 25 years.
I was going to say, I imagine later on it's going to be like what you said, where Gina will be like, why'd you do that? I didn't want that there. And I'll be like,
it's
then
coming.
You go move it.
Yeah, no, it's coming. Absolutely. Now, I know that your wife, one of her favorite plants are hydrangeas. She loves hydrangeas.
And the ones in the front of the house are just
is that one reason why she didn't want that where you placed it, because it was behind the hydrangeas?
That's probably
and maybe takes
one
away
of the reasons.
takes away from.
Now, she didn't mind them behind the hydrangeas. It was in front of the hydrangeas.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
That's what
it's
hiding her favorite flower,
covering up what she likes.
Yeah.
Mine are doing very well, by the way. Just getting ready to bloom. Nice, dark green leaves.
Hydrangeas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Do you cut back your hydrangeas, John?
Well, it depends. The only reason in California to cut back
Right.
a hydrangea is if you want to control the height.
Right.
And if you do cut them back in California, if it's a regular hydrangea, not one of the new ever-blooming types, you have to make sure you cut them back as soon as they're done blooming, because hydrangeas bloom on year-old wood.
Right.
And if you cut them back in the spring,
then
you're cutting off all the flowers.
Bush out nicely, but don't bloom.
But very few flowers.
We got a question on
comparatively.
Facebook from Lenore, I believe.
Oh. Is neem oil going to help with the aphids I can't reach and mealybug? Neem oil. So neem oil is the type of insecticide that needs to hit the bug in order to be effective.
You have to apply it right there.
Yeah. So, good coverage, tops and bottoms of the foliage, spraying it inside the joints of leaves or branches, it will work. Mealybug on the stems and the branches, spray the stem and the branch. Don't just spray the plant thinking that mealybug's going to migrate to the side. So neem oil is good to use on aphids and mealybugs, but making sure you're applying it to the bugs themselves. If you just try to do a general spray over the plant, it's not going to be very effective, especially when it comes to mealybug.
So there you go.
If you want to protect the whole plant, if you use a Bayer systemic, depending on what the plant is,
yeah,
if it's they have one for trees and shrubs and then one for flowers. That'll protect the plant for 6 weeks, and you don't have to worry about areas you can't reach.
I didn't mention this album was brought to us by Bayer, John, in the little blue bottle. So that was a good time to slip that in.
Bam.
Soon to be called something else, Tiger.
I forgot.
Bio
Advanced?
Bio Advanced,
Yeah.
yes.
All right.
Yeah, we talked about that last week with Lance.
I miss talking to Lance Walheim.
It was good. Week. It was good. He's always good. We talked about 17 acres of citrus, right, that he has? I think?
We were talking about the varieties that he had on him and, growing them and,
his
always
book,
busy.
I think, is the standard book used by garden centers, right?
Citrus for Dummies?
No, the citrus.
He wrote a couple of the dummy books.
He wrote Roses for Dummies.
Oh, okay.
And but his citrus book, the regular citrus used to be HP books. I don't know what they're called now. But anyway, he wrote that, and he wrote one on Western fruits and berries or something.
Were these
like that.
the Sunset kind of books?
Something like that. A little bit thicker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's very knowledgeable.
And back to Lenore's comment, one of the places where I think people have the biggest problems with the mealybugs is on those grassy type plants like cordyline, phormiums, Dianella. When they get into the joint, at the base of that grassy area, it's almost impossible to spray and kill those.
Yeah, that's why I was recommending the Bayer product.
So that's where I was gonna say, go use that product, use something systemic on those because you'll never get rid of them on those.
Something I don't see very often here in California, but we'd always see in Michigan was spit bugs.
Spittlebug?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you see those very often?
On rosemary.
On rosemary?
All
Really?
the time.
Ah.
Yeah. And it's on rosemary, it's so obvious that it looks like that loogie hawked and somebody just walked by and spit on your plants.
I never thought I'd do a radio show with that kind of language. But here it is, 2018, and you said it.
Have you ever seen spittlebugs?
I probably, but had no idea that's what I was looking at.
Yeah, you thought somebody spit.
I thought somebody hawked one.
Yeah, if you take that spit that they surround themselves with and you take a little stick or something and move it to side, you'll see the bug inside.
Right inside. Hey, we're running out of time. I do want to mention after the show we are recording another podcast today talking about seeds. The podcasts are about anywhere from 25 to 30 minutes, completely different. So if you do want to take part and at least listen to those podcasts, you can download the iHeartMedia app. iHeartRadio, that is, or go to the link in the newsletter and just click on that. That'll take you to all the podcast shows which we have set up. So that's happening after the show today. And again, today's going to be on seeds. But for this show, that's going to do it. We are in the history books, just like that. So I want to thank the entire crew, Zach, Jeremiah, Brannon, the guys that keep us on the air from the flagship network here on Biz Talk Radio. And for the rest of us at Tiger Palafox, I'm Bryan Main, John Bagnasco. Enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. Have a safe one. And we'll do it again next week right here. Until then, get growing America. Take care, and we'll see you back here on Facebook.